Look at the emotion from Wemby. Unbelievable. This is what you want to see. A young team growing up.
What in the world did we just see in Game 7 against Spurs versus OKC? The Spurs are advancing to the NBA Finals, and this is full court unscripted. So, how did the Spurs just go into Oklahoma and win Game 7? It was a wild game. All I got to say is experience does not matter. I think it's whoever is hungrier, who is a dog. And I think the Spurs, oh my gosh, I was not expecting such a game like this. Always kind of look at things a little bit more analytically, but man, I mean, Shea was going off. Props to him. Definitely keeping his team alive. His supporting cast was not there. But definitely the Spurs just went in there, took care of business. They definitely were the dogs tonight or last night. Now, why is this win bigger than just reaching the NBA Finals? Well, you see all the comments everywhere. This was the true NBA Finals. The two best teams in the league. And I know Knicks fans are going to argue, but it's the truth. OKC's the reigning champions. There is a flopping era that is emerging, and Wemby himself put a stop to that with basketball. Not with the same flopping, with basketball. And not just Wemby, the entire Spurs team were all like on the same page. They are all on the same page about everything. And you can see that on the court, right? OKC just looks like a bunch of, and I'm sorry, but they look like a bunch of TikTokers who think that they have the best team in the league and that they don't have to worry for like the next decade. But that is not true, of course, last night. Now, I think the people have definitely won this. I mean, everybody wanted the Spurs to win. It was the world versus OKC, and the Spurs win. Absolutely crazy game. Now, if you're an OKC fan, what's the strongest argument for why this series went wrong? And let me tell you this, they're going to say J-Dub was out. AJ Mitchell was out. Sure, okay, they're out. However, the first two games, Spurs didn't have Fox, right? And so that definitely messed up a lot of turnovers, and we still won one of those games. Now, granted, maybe they are a little bit better with them, right? However, the Spurs, it's all about matchups. It's not about what individual comes into the lineup and changes the entire thing. J-Dub, he's just an offensive player. He's not a defensive player. In my opinion, he's not. So you just get a little bit more offense. But here's the thing. When you're constantly switching on the Spurs defenders, every single one of the guards can defend. I think the only one that can't defend, that's possibly Fox. Now, he can get steals. He's very fast and quick, so he can pickpocket you. But other than that, in terms of length, that's the only one that you would go at, because he's smaller guard. But I think even with them two, it will still be a close game. Maybe they win Game 7, but still it will be Game 7 type material. So I think when it comes to next year, if we see OKC and Thunder battle again, I want to see both teams healthy. I mean, you're going to have Dylan Harper in year 2, Stephon Castle year 3, Wemby in year 4. You're dealing with people who are progressively getting better, right? OKC's the same way. However, there's a couple players on the team that don't live up during the playoffs. Chet. Now, did Victor Wembanyama just become the face of the NBA? I think last night he just did. Last night, he led his entire team to victory, right? And now they're going to the NBA Finals. He is 22 years old. 22. First playoff run. And he's in the NBA Finals. the Spurs are in the NBA Finals. The youngest team, I think, we'll probably see this in the news, to ever reach the NBA Finals that young since OKC Thunder with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. That's crazy. Tim Duncan won a title when he was 22 years old. Victor's 22. I think this is possible. You know, what has happened to the Spurs? What has to happen to the Spurs in order to win the NBA Finals? Look, their defense obviously needs to be on lock, and it's been on lock consistently throughout the regular season and in the playoffs. There has not been any falter when it comes to their defense. And then you have to pass the ball without turning the ball over. And I think every single time that we lose a game or that the Spurs lose a game, I'm a Spurs fan, they turn over the ball, you know, and it gives second chance points to the opposing team. And the 3-point percentage needs to be at least 35% or higher. Anytime we score a percentage that low on the three, the Spurs absolutely get slaughtered. It just hurts them so much. But as long as they take care of those three, they're going to be good and they'll win the NBA Finals. Which, by the way, that goes to my next question. Do you think the Spurs are winning it all? The Knicks, okay, they're 1-1 with the Spurs regular season, 2-1 if you count the NBA Cup game. I know Wemby was coming out of minutes restriction of the NBA Cup final. He was still kind of undergoing that issue that he had. However, I think the Spurs are winning the NBA championship in 6 games, 4-2. They're going to win at home against the Knicks. I don't see anybody being able to guard Wemby at all. Put a little man on him, just like OKC did. We took it to Game 7 and we beat them. Now, here's the thing. They have Shea versus Brunson, and I think Shea is a lot better in terms of putting the ball in the basket and getting a bunch of fouls. He is the foul master, and we beat the flopping team. So I think the Knicks, and I give them credit, it's going to go to a Game 6, and we're going to win it at home. And that's what it's going to be. But what do y'all think? What are your thoughts about this entire situation of this young Spurs team finally going into the NBA Finals in their first run in the NBA? No experience against the Knicks. Who do y'all have? What's y'all's predictions? Is it 4-2? Is it going to go to the Game 7? Who's going to win? Let me know in the comments.